It really is going down in the streets right now. It really is like that Rick Ross verse was good. That was that was a classic diss. It had all the elements.
Yeah.
Had a nice chill beat. It brought us information that we didn't know that he was confirming. You know what I mean? He attacked him from a particular side so that he could win, which Rick Ross chose the strategy of the culture play. Like I said on Man to Man, I've been saying this. There's two strategies that you got to go at. If you go at Drake, who's the king of this, and look, I like hip hop, so I'm talking about this. Um, Enjoy the conversation or not, but you know, it's something that I enjoy. I like rap. I'll be rapping. You feel me? But and there's a real, there's real issues going on in the world. But right now, we about to deal with this one. So the elephant in the rap room is the fact that Drake is half black, half white, and he's Jewish. And Kendrick Lamar, like a self-proclaimed Hebrew, you feel me, street to consciousness type of individual. So you got these two sides playing out in the world. Rick Ross decided to take the shots that Drake threw at him and come outside with a machine gun and said, all right, if you go throw me some shots, just don't think I'm playing. I'm ready. And so he took the strategy that I would have if I was Ross. And the strategy was, I'm going to attack your ethnicity. I'm going to attack your background. I'm going to call you a culture vulture. That's the play. He called him white. He say white boy at the park trying to play at the dark, blah, blah, blah. He said that the boy got surgery. So he didn't want to look like his father. He went anti-black on him. It was very smart and very calculated, and it was an immediate response in the midst of it, and he sent it over to academics to immediately press play. Now, we are in the time of conflict. Ramadan just ended, so conflict is heavy. Conflict go. I've seen there's a lot of embers and fires that's going on right now. Rick Ross has the lyrical capabilities, I think, to really go about at anybody. Now, we just talking about this from a pure entertainment standpoint. Any reserve you have about these people, about who they really are, I don't have nothing to do with that. But he's saying that the boy done got surgery for his abs, and he got surgery for his nose. And now, if I was Kendrick, I would definitely make a Michael Jackson reference about the nose. If I was Kendrick, I would make the reference. You say you might.
Listen, man. I told you, Drake can only do one thing, and we need the lighter flick from Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne got to jump in this and jump on Drake's side and help him out since everybody clicking up against him. That's the only strategic move.
Look, if I was Kendrick, I would definitely put a clear bar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of why I understand you think you Mike now. You feel me?
That's it.
On that Mouse Rushmore, you had them shave your nose down. I would have to throw a quick bar in there like that.
Ross did his thing, though. I give him that.
You feel me? Like you gotta take that information and you gotta run with it, because Michael Jackson and Drake has this legacy that's tied together. He got this legacy that's tied together where Michael Jackson, he chopped off his nose despite his face, like Jay said. You know? Hey, that boy started off black and went white. So I think that will be a bar that I will continue to reference of this Michael Jackson stuff, and then I will use that for sure. For sure. Yeah, this is real beef, man. Yeah. This is fun. Yeah. This is what I want to see happen.
It's like shit. At this point, he need Nicki and he need Wayne. They need to help him out. Go and jump in it. Ain't no way around it.
Yeah, I think so.
What they say?
He said Drake didn't get a no job. How do you know? Why you saying it like you got confirmation that you know? Because Steve pulled up a picture. I don't know if he got anything. I have no idea, no clue whatsoever whether this man has done anything to his body to augment it. The thing about I want to know about fans, because we're at this point now where almost no matter what you hear about an artist, people rock with them. There's almost nothing that a person is going to hear that's going to make them fall off from their favorite. An artist has to do it to themselves. So like when J. Cole said, I apologize, he took himself out. He disappointed his own fan base. Because there's almost nothing now that you hear about an artist where you're like, I'm going to stop listening. All it does is give them a fan base who don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? Which is interesting. I want to see, listen, hip hop is all, this a war, so you got to have strategies when you going at people. If you going at Kendrick, you got to attack Kendrick because you got to fill in the blanks on who we think Kendrick is, and then you got to narrate who Kendrick is. That's the way you go at Kendrick. Because we don't know Kendrick because he's a very private person. So now you gotta go at his weakness or his strength and make that his weakness, his privacy. So now you make his information public. That's the way you go at it. But with Drake, you gotta tell the truth. You gotta beat him lyrically, and you have to humiliate him so nobody wants him to be the king again no more. You gotta humiliate the person that's at the top, the king. You gotta take his power pieces one by one and break them down. Everything that makes him strong. Now, Drake is great. If I was him, I'm trying to think of what's my best strategy. Because he can't address he can't address the allegations, because it's pretty damning if you went and spiked your nose and chopped your nose down. That's terrible. First of all, that's terrible. That can't be king. You can't do that. You can't do that. That ain't cool. So he got to say something that reinforces his blackness, right? While directly taking stabs at, he got to surgically take apart his opponents. He can't just focus on one person now. Because now he got to surgically take apart Rick Ross. Then he got to surgically take apart Kendrick. You can't do it on the same diss record. I don't think you're going to be able to do that. You got to have one. Wait a minute. Don't worry. Line them up. And everybody in a row, I'm going to knock everybody down. This one for Ross. Boom. You got that. This is for Kenny. You got that. Now he need reinforcements because I don't think he can handle all of them by himself. Now, if he do say, forget that, I got this by myself, he'll go down as the greatest in the history of reality. In hip-hop, he'll go down as the greatest.
Now, I do feel like the only two people he got to respond to is Rick Ross and Kendrick Lamar. Everybody else, he don't even have to say nothing.
Yeah, I think that the rest can just be, you know what I mean? He already addressed that. But Rick Ross and Kendrick, well, Kendrick got to say another. He don't owe Kendrick another response because he already. But I would put the nail in the coffin if I was him. I would definitely double down. But he definitely got to get Rick Ross. Because right now, Rick Ross has the best diss track on Drake of all time.
Yeah.
K-Dot ain't even priority right now. He already addressed K-Dot. K-Dot is not priority until he responds, because he has to wait to see what K-Dot go do. Now, if I was Drake, I would double down again on K-Dot. So he'd have to whatever he responds would have to be 2 times better than what I just responded with. Then he had to respond to Rick Ross. But right now, Rick Ross has sent the most damage. Way harder. Kendrick, that was no damage. It was just clever wordplay. Rick Ross has initiated a real beef. We get information. He accusing him of being a cop, a fed. He say the man put the police on him. He's saying, you a white boy, you ain't really coaching. He's saying, we let you hang with us. He's tearing off his legacy apart. Kendrick did not mess with Drake's legacy with that diss whatsoever. It was just direct shots that he thrown at him. So the response has to be at Ross because Ross is the immediate threat. But he can keep his eye off the other guys because they may come and double down on top of what Ross has said. And now he got a bigger problem to respond to all of it. So his next move, it got to be his best move.
You are very smart.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. The driver agrees. You play game theory. Game theory is when you set up scenarios. So in game theory, you create a win-win, right? Or you create a lose-lose. Well, a lose-lose is like, all right, if I go personal, you go personal. Neither one of us win. I lose and you lose because now our families attack, our friends attack, right? At first, they set up a win-win with Kendrick just went competitive a little lyrically. Drake went competitive a little lyrically. That was cool from Super Bowl to what you call it. But Kendrick set up a win-lose. Your response has to be better than mine. But so far, both of them have won because Kendrick and Drake response in the masses of the minds of the people is equal. Now, Rick Ross has set up a win-lose scenario or lose-lose, depending on how Drake responds. So this is going to be good to see it because this rap battle has gotten good. It's gotten to a point where I like to see this stuff. Listen, I'm all for black men being united, things of that nature, but this the rap industry. This ain't real reality. This like the WWE. And my brother D1 said something that I thought was actually insightful. He said they really on the same side because neither one represent a different side. Like Rick Ross and Drake, like one doesn't represent light and one doesn't represent darkness. They both represent the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They both rap about the same thing. So it's like two people of the same side of the industry going at each other. Same thing with Future and Drake. They represent the same thing in the industry. It's not like Kendrick and Drake. Kendrick is supposed to represent light in a sense, and Drake is supposed to represent kind of like darkness. Like Kendrick supposed to be conscious while Drake is like entertainment. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why them two have the most important beef because whoever wins that is like two different genres of hip hop going at it. The lyrical guy who can talk about social and political climates and consciousness, and the entertainment guy who's all about vibes, moves, and the bitches and the clubs and all of that. So their beef is the most important because it represents the future of hip hop. Drake and Ross beef represents tearing down the king, you know what I mean? And Rick Ross being able to benefit and climb up a few spots because Rick Ross is actually one of the greatest lyricists of all time. And I actually believe this is a way for Rick Ross to solidify himself. When people talk top five, people be leaving Rick Ross out. So Rick Ross really come in there and he starts showing his lyrical capabilities to the world who act like he ain't him, then he can solidify himself, I believe, in the top five Rushmore of hip hop if he's the one that takes down the boy. Chip Worldwide says nobody plays Kendrick at a party. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. He doesn't make party music. There are different type of music in hip hop. And everybody don't just go to parties. There's like people live more than they party. So people are playing the music while they living, not just while they partying. If you somebody that just partying, just say that. Like there's people that go to club. Yeah, there's some people who club too much. That's their problem. Like, but when you make life music, then people are listening to it while they living, not just while they clubbing. Like people work out, people eat, people cook. You know what I'm saying? People drive, people take walks, people get sad. You feel me? Like people actually go through a myriad of emotions. It's not all, the club is not life. The club, you go to the club is open from what, 10 to 2? In some places, you know, it's even later. But for most people, they spending what, 2-3 hours in the club? That's not life. They got lunch breaks. You feel me? They got all kind of different settings where music is played. So you got to understand everything ain't about a party. So I don't understand what that when people say he don't People live. I'm gonna let y'all leave on that one. We gonna wait for some more hip hop beats to pop up, and we gonna talk. Nobody ever talks about that. That was really one of the greatest takes that I gave on the end of that subject, because people always act like everybody just got to make a club music. Like, bro, if everybody make club music, it'd be nobody to listen to while we living.
Right here?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
nah. Can you hit a U-turn? It's across the street.
U-turn?
Yeah. But y'all be blessed, man. I'm gonna tap in again when we got something else to report.